RMS is going to be like, what have we done? Why? 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 There you go. Now it's popping. I have both palettes, both of their eyeshadow palettes right now. And I think I'm going to go with I think they have 3 actually. So I have Wild Velvet and I have Rebel Glow, y'all. I'm going to do Wild Velvet. It has the warmer shades in there. I did swatch this already. I don't have a full review of it, but the payoff on the swatches was intense and in a good way. So that's coming up. I did already prep under the eye. I did a whole long walk because it was actually one of those like, just go outside, just get on a treadmill, do whatever you can. You know, when you hit that point, you're like, just walk, it'll be fine. Just walk. You have to walk away from whatever you were doing. So I did that. And you know what? It kind of helped. This is the Jillian Michaels. Nope. This is the Jillian Dempsey Spot Stick. You've heard me talk about it. It needs to be mentioned again because I put it on and I think that this is going to be so helpful during summer, especially in this humidity. I actually had to do this quickly, so I ended up just applying directly under the eye and pressing it in with the finger. Set it. I gotta tell you, very, very easy. And then I use the Stay Sun Visor, and on top of that, I'm just going to go in with an easy peasy Air Perez. Everything that I talk about will be linked in the description. This is the Sephora foundation brush. I think I already talked about it, and I really like it. It's a really good option. I talk a lot about the BK Beauty brushes, but this one is just a nice, soft, yet dense kabuki. And my skin, I just went over it. She's not really happy right now, and I'm not quite sure why because I haven't been. Maybe I did try a new foundation. She's sensitive. She's a sensitive little snowflake. But this is going to even out the redness for me really quickly. Could just be the weather, could just be hormones, could just be life. But yeah, it just gets a look to it. You know, I walked away from using the current body mask for a couple of weeks because I wanted a new baseline because I'm testing out the Joves. Definitely not Jobs. Don't listen to me about that. The D laser mask. It's technically not lasers. Let's just say I am picking that product page apart. It has me spicy. It has me salty. It's like a good meal, except probably not so great for the brand. There's a lot of claims on there, and there's a lot of talk about like how many lights are in there and versus the lights that I'm counting. There's some before and after hoopla and shenanigans with possible retouching. Listen, it's alleged. I don't know if it's true or not, but let me just tell you, I stopped the current body for 2 weeks to start that so I could have a good before and after. And I stopped the zip device for a couple of weeks because I'm testing the new face. And I have to tell you, my skin does not look great. So I don't know if it was because of the zip, probably more because of the current body because that was full face. The zip I was primarily testing on the forehead. My 11s are back with a vengeance. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. Life goes on. And if you want to get Botox, get Botox. Do what makes you happy as long as you don't hurt anybody or yourself. That is my motto. But yeah, I noticed that without it, I'm seeing just a complexion ruddiness. And that was something that I mentioned on my scorecard. It's doing really well with. That was the surprising little result that I saw. There's that. I don't think this is going to help it, but this is from Jane Iredale. You haven't heard me talk about that brand in a long time, not because I don't love them. I just departed from them a while ago, and then like things happen and makeup comes in and then it gets in the way of all the other stuff. This is life. So I have their powder foundation, which I thought that would be a good one to retest. I forgot what shade I got it in. I'll write it down. I normally wouldn't put powder on top of this, but I figure since we're here, let's just do it. This is a very strong powder foundation. It's really strong. The only problem is there's silicones in here. And I remember that starting to bug me. Look at my eyes are creasing a little bit. So I'm just going to do a very light dusting, evening out. If you're scared of powders, like don't be scared of powders. They're such wonderful things. By the way, I'm leaving my microphone here because the audio was weird. And today is just one of those days where I'm like, I don't care. What do I have to hide a microphone because people don't know I'm talking into a microphone? That's ridiculous. You didn't ask me to do that, so we're just leaving the microphone. Anyway, it's just a beautiful, blurring, quick little shine reducer evening outer. I like it. We're going to do a full scorecard for this. I mean, this is probably one of the first ones I tested within the first 2 years. Within the first 50 products, thousands later. It's crazy to think about that. Honestly, it's crazy to actually think about that. I'm glad I don't think about that a lot because I would lose it. Most people put on concealer and foundation after they do this because there's usually fallout from the eyeshadow and stuff. I'm weird and I have the intention to start that way and I just never do it. So we're going to go with the palette. I have a lot of new stuff today for you because I took all the pictures I needed to. And speaking of crazy things, taxes, bear with me. Bear with me. I'm not the person who gets them done in January. That's just not me. But I was figuring all that stuff out. And as a solopreneur, let me tell you, I've learned a lot. A lot of things I wish I didn't have to learn, but I learned it. And I think it's important to understand it. And I have a CPA and somebody that helps me with stuff. Look at how gorge. These are so pretty. They're so pretty. RMS does such a good shimmer. Their powder shimmers are so strong. They're always so strong for me. Now, I am not a hugely adventurous eyeshadow person, so I'm going to start with, I'm going to start with Warm Saddle. Really? There's nothing quite like a warm saddle. I don't know about that naming convention. But we're going to start there, and then I'm going to maybe just build on top of it. That way you can kind of see the colors go. Watch them go. Watch them go. It gets right onto the brush quickly. I'm telling you, the powder, they're not paying me to say any of this. It's their shimmery powders that are constantly top of the heap for me, top shelf performers. I was talking to the CPA and sending over some information. And at that time, you look at your last year numbers because you have to do it's like tax crap. Adult things. Some people avoid taxes. Don't do that. Not taxes, Britt. Not taxes. Bet you didn't think you would hear taxes come up, but it's really not about that. It's an epiphany about life. This doesn't look like it's paying off, but I'm going light on the brush. So this is the first stabilizing year on my own. I've been in corporate or some startups for over 20 years. This is the first full year on my own. And it is, I'm not even saying it to be like, yay, pat myself on the back. I'm saying this all because life looks so different. In some ways, it's really weird, but in some ways, it's really great. It's a very liminal phase right now, and I love that word. It's the limbo, and I think a lot of founders and solopreneurs talk about either their origin story. God, I sound ridiculous, but you guys, if you're in this world, you hear all these phrases. It's like corporate had deep dive and this one has origin story. Scale. Anyway, they have an origin story and they have a highlight reel. And then they're going to tell you how you can do it too. And I'm not mad about it. I hope it's not reading cynical, even though Lord knows I'm sarcastic and somewhat cynical at times. Let's go in with the one shade darker because this is a beautiful peachy. It's not showing up as much on cam, but I'm really liking it. I have taken a very non-traditional route in my life. Untraditional? Non-traditional? Let's think about it for an hour. This is giving very pink for me. Ooh, I think I'm going to do brown on the outer corners. And I did it because I was excited and then I wanted to quit and then I did it again and then I wanted to quit. And like, it's definitely not linear at all. And there are days when I look at makeup and I go, I can't talk about makeup anymore. I'm burning it all down. My channel, not makeup companies, because I do love makeup, obviously. So yeah, there's a lot of doubt and there's a lot of belief that's needed and there's a lot of delusion and there's a lot of mistakes. And the one thing that I've never had before is like now that I've created this runway for myself, you know, like this, I don't know, I guess I've gotten a little bit more organized here and I have time in different ways that I used to. And I'm now going, well, okay, what do you want to do? And that is a very interesting question. I know I'm stating the obvious here, but do you ever just sit and have the luxury? because it is a luxury. I know that. But I've also worked my ass off, but I've also had privilege along the way. I recognize all these pieces of it, but I've never really sat and gone like, okay, well, let's just take a breather. I've done it, but I've always been like, I got to get out of this job and I got to go over to this job. And it's never been like, okay, well, you figured that part out. It's still evolving and growing. You're mid 40s and you're doing the thing that you wanted to do. Is that what you want to do now? It's a weird, I don't even know if the words are really cutting it and helping you understand where I'm at, but if there's anyone out there that is either thinking of doing something different, I did this on the side for 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, I guess 9 years because it's been one full year, but I'd say like 7 to 8 years off and on. It was never my full-time gig. And I can see why people don't want to stop and ask the questions. But I am one of those weirdos that is super curious and likes to go like, okay, what can we do better? What can we, and that could be something like rest more. It doesn't have to be pushing. Another Jillian Dempsey, we have the Kohl eyeliner. I'm going through it. It's soft, it's creamy, it bleeds a little bit, but it's very workable. I think this can be versatile in many different ways. But if you're wanting like that sharp cat line wing, it doesn't last as well for me as some others, just FYI. So here's to the in between and not knowing and getting comfortable with not knowing, trusting a little bit more. I don't know. I'm still learning and it's weird. And I think most importantly, I can understand that's what I was saying before I cut myself out. I can understand why people want to be really busy all the time and not ask those types of questions because it's confrontational with yourself. And then you have to address the fact that in a lot of ways, it's my responsibility. I'll speak to myself, not you. It is my responsibility now. I have the ability to do certain things. So what am I going to do with that? And also have fun if you can have fun. I don't know. So that's where I'm at. Now you know. This is from Soshe. This is the Bare Muse Blurring Pillow Blush. I have a lot of their Blurring Pillow blushes. They really are beautiful. The payoff and pigments are gorgeous. And I do like the brand. This shade is right up my alley. It's like part bronze, part blush for me. Overall, like a nude warmth. I don't like to use the word nude because it's different for everybody, but just going to put a little bit on a brush here and see. Oh yeah, that's nice. Put it on the back of my hand. So that shadow, by the way, I'm just staring at myself in the viewfinder as I do. Nice little payoff going on there. I find in palettes, big palettes, I don't use all the shades. You use like that one shade over and over and over again, and then you hit pan and you're like, oh man, I just want to get that shade and I can't get a solo. So I do like a smaller palette with a few shades in it. I feel like I'll get more use out of it. Sometimes I'll just go with the middle neutral shades, like that warm saddle. That just sounds so weird. That warm saddle, y'all, makes me want to speak with a southern accent, like a low southern accent, with a drawl. That's what I want to talk like. Warm saddle, y'all. Get you a warm saddle. Have a good night. I have gone on a very strong detour. Bronzer will make me do that. Technically, it's a blush, but I really like it. Very subtle, which I actually really like right now. Anywho, I really like this. Nice, subtle, gives a little bit of warmth. If you're scared of bronzer, if you don't like anything too warm, but you like the warmth and you don't want the cool, and you're not straight up powder, this is actually a really good option. It's pretty mindless to apply to. It wasn't very technical. I'm not really into like the contouring thing today. So I like Swede Lash Lift Mascara. It is the one that is open. I have reviewed the Kulfi mascara. Honestly, it was really strong. I can only do like 2 coats. If I go beyond 2 coats in building, it starts to look real weird on me. It like dries down and becomes relatively unforgiving. But if you build quickly, the 2 coats look pretty good. Problem was I saw flaking. Little, really tiny, tiny bits of flaking. But it reminded me a lot of that OG Fit Glow Beauty being Gouache. Did I talk about this in the last video? OMG. Trust the process, baby. Trust the process. Hold on to your biscuits. It's the Southern drawls coming out today, y'all. I can do a Texas one too. I probably won't because I'm going to get so much crap for my Southern accents. But fun fact about me, I love an accent. I have parents who are from the East Coast, so they have a very different kind of talking. They don't talk like that. But one's from New York, one's from Massachusetts. You can imagine what that combination is like, accent wise, personality wise. I've lived below the Mason Dixon line for a very long time. So she likes an accent. She likes an accent. I respect an accent. European, I won't do that to you because right now, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, lip liner, lip gloss, flawless, forget the filler, lip plumping line, smoothing gloss. No, never. Sorry. You'll never see that again. No more tapping unless you need it for your ASMR, in which case I am not the right channel. These glosses I like a lot. They're very traditional lip gloss. If you want it, if you want the shine, if you want the glow, I don't know why I'm speaking up like an old timey, I don't know what this is. Gotta tell you, I was having a pretty crap day. All things considered, it was a fine day. The sun was out. But yeah, listen, hormones, lack of sleep, they do things. They play with my mind. So this is in shade Nudist. I really gotta sharpen this. And just sitting here and putting on makeup and talking to you about my taxes and my life epiphanies and eyeshadow has changed my mood tremendously. It kind of makes me want to film every day, but I feel like that would be burnout for me. And you would be like, I don't want to see your face again today, again. But I don't know. Part of me is thinking that could be a fun challenge, maybe for 30 days, like 4 days a week or something. Just get ready with me's. I think the world needs a little bit more than just, I mean, makeup's, oh, that's light. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. Okay. A little bit better. That's pretty pale for me, but I kind of like it. Totally distracted myself from what I was saying. Makeup's great, but connecting is great. YouTube is so good for that. Like, never lose that, YouTube. Never lose it. You do a lot of other crappy stuff, but don't take away this connection. The short form stuff, you can't connect to these people as quickly. But I don't know. Maybe I just sound my age when I talk like that. Can I just do one thing for those of us that stuck around? Do you remember the days when you would like get ready with friends before you went out? Primarily for me, it was in college because I didn't live near anybody when I was in high school. And you just sit there and talk and play music, and it was the best. Honestly, that was an actual get ready with me. We were doing it. We were living the dream. Didn't know. So I'm just going to play it with my finger and see how that pays off. It's definitely stronger. That's our favorite shade. Say it with me. Warm saddle. Nothing like a warm saddle, y'all. This is so weird. RMS is going to be like, what have we done? Why? 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 There you go. Now it's popping. So you can be versatile with the shadow too. Honestly, I think warm saddle and then the golden shade, sun shower would be the first go-tos for me. What are these? Da, 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 da. This I would play with for a smoky liner, maybe just a cut crease. I guess my least favorite in that would be the Bonfire Glow, but God, if you have hazel or blue eyes, this palette is going to be glorious. Also, I really wanted blue eyes. And I know technically I can do that, but I'm just going to open up the other one. This is the ReDimension Hydra Eyes Quartet in Rebel Glow. Rebel Glow. Well, that is fitting, actually, if you think about it. But don't think too hard about it, okay? Let's not do that to ourselves tonight. Heyo. Oh, I think this would be better for my eyes. I think this is probably going to be a little bit more flattering for a brown eye, but listen, I love a warm eye too. Sound effects. Interesting things. I also really like this lip gloss because it cools and is a little pepperminty and it feels like it's plumping. I really like these Lawless lip glosses. Unfortunately, they sent me a last minute percentage off that I can share with this community, but it was like out of the blue. I appreciate it, but I was like, I can't, I'm driving. I can't send that. And it was like, you only have a few hours to share this with your audience. So maybe I need to talk to their community manager and just be like, can I get a heads up? Because I would have shared that code with y'all. With y'all. Southern drawl, y'all. Does anybody watch Leanne? Talk about an accent. It's incredible. I love it. Thank you for sitting down with me and helping me get out of my funky mood. Hopefully, you only got positive energy from this. And I will put these to the test, see how they wear, see if they end up anywhere else on my face where they're not supposed to be. I have so much new stuff. So I'm working on the tests. They're coming through. I do have a new search function on the site. I really don't like the other one. So you can check it out and let me know what you think. And by the way, new thing over here, if you're a subscriber, you can comment. People who aren't subscribers for at least 1 week can't comment for the time being. So subscribe if you enjoy this content. If you want to support more free reviews over here and back on my website, it really does help. And if not, I totally understand. Just like you do you, boo. Let's just take this one get ready with me at a time. Okay? I will see you right back here real soon. Until then, bye.